Hey friends, oh my goodness. Horizon Zero Dawn 3 is coming. I'm so excited. Like, baby, I pulled out my makeup brushes and I put on the Utaru Protector face paint. I need y'all to be as hype as I am for this game, okay? Spoiler warning, spoiler warning. I just got done playing. I want them to get married so bad. But how did we even get here, guys? Like, how did we even get there, right? The dystopia, the burning Hollywood. How did we get here? Buckle up, babies. Let's start easy with Ted Faro. Ted Faro made a whole bunch of machines and robots and all kinds of cool stuff. In particular, he made a class of robot called the Chariot. The Chariot was mostly used by big billion-dollar corporations, the military, stuff like that. Chariot consisted of 3 types of robot. This is the Horus. It can literally make robots, okay? Infinitely makes robots like a 3D printer. It also has these things. It's got lasers. It digs. It can catch you. It will catch you. And when it gets to you, it's going to infinitely shit out these kinds of robots. This is a Deathbringer and this is a Corruptor, which can also turn other robots against you. Those 3 robots make the swarm, okay? Anybody can have a swarm. Like I said, corporations were using them. The military was using them. Anybody can have a swarm. And a swarm infinitely replicates, infinitely makes robots, infinitely takes over other robots that aren't hostile and makes them hostile. And like I said, most corporations and businesses worth anything had these kinds of things in their employ. Well, one fine day, a company had one of theirs on patrol and then it just fucking glitched. It just fucking glitched. This just glitched and stopped responding. Now, let me tell you something special about these robots, okay? In times of emergency, they can power themselves through biomass. So now you've got all the pieces, okay? Ted Faro Automated Systems, made the Chariot line of robots. The Chariot line of robots usually leased out to corporations and the military. Well, one of these businesses that had one glitched, causing them to run amok. They would not answer the call, and then they started to eat the planet. This wasn't a just, oh, when they're done, and we just hide out. No. They were eating biomass, period. Humanity, animals, plants, everything. And there was no doubt at all that the planet had an expiration date. It was just a matter of when. This is how Horizon Zero Dawn started. This is Elizabeth. Aloy is actually a clone of her 1,000 years in the future. Elizabeth made Project Zero Dawn and forced him to bankroll it. Project Zero Dawn was supposed to be headed by Gaia. This is Gaia. Gaia had subordinate functions that helped her function and restart the whole planet. The goal of Gaia and Project Zero Dawn was to basically kickstart the planet after the robots had eaten everything and turned off. The subordinate functions did things like control the weather, the plant life, the water, the temperature, stuff like that. Hephaestus is one of her subordinate functions that you fight regularly. That's why all the robots are hostile, because it's doing something to make them hostile. There was a subordinate function called Eleuthia, and its function was to actually kickstart humanity, like holding DNA and doing test tubes and stuff. Basically clones, okay? This is how this even happened. Because they had DNA of humanity, that's how it was supposed to kickstart the planet. Once the kids came out of Eleuthia, they were supposed to go to Apollo. Apollo was supposed to teach them about all of humanity and all of its history. But Ted Faro purged Apollo. He said the reason why he purged Apollo is because he didn't want them to make the same mistakes that they did in the past. But in the second one, you kind of start learning that he wanted to just be in charge and he didn't want people to know that he's the reason why the planet ended in the first fucking place. The game is you trying to put all the functions back together and turn everything back on and make everything stop being so hostile. But then the plot thickens. That's the second one. That's when you find out Ted Faro figured out a way to survive 1,000 years. But he was so twisted and mutated, there was no way that he would have survived. And then you also learn just how fucked up rich people can really be. It's like a literal play about how horrible rich people can be. Ted Faro made those robots. Project Zero Dawn, nobody knew what the fuck that shit was. So it was like people were putting themselves in a meat grinder, knowing there was no end. You are going to die. Them lying to the masses. You know what I'm saying? And while I understand why, like, damn, they lied to everyone. Or you also learn in the second one, there's a whole set of rich people that got off the planet. They'd rather let that place burn than come back, right? But then you learn that they're the reason why the next enemy has happened, because they made an AI of all of their megalomaniac minds. And then it broke off and then it fucking destroyed their planet. A megalomaniac AI that's all of their brains in an AI, and it's gonna destroy them. And not only that, those same people that got off the planet did figure out how to live forever. They are immortal. And yet they did not share that knowledge with all the rich people either. And then there was like another rich person who came back, who lived, right? And he wanted to get off the planet to escape, the AI megalomaniac, mind. He was willing to pollute the entire planet to get out, bro. There's Las Vegas in this game. They were like water. It was some Mad Max shit, y'all. This game, I need y'all to be as hype as I am. Okay, I need y'all to be just as hype as I am. And also, please, Mary Seika, please. I need this, please. Okay, I love you. Bye.